Peace of Mind by Boston. This one has a lot of great rhythms in it, a lot of great melodies. Let's check it out. Here's the first part. Okay, so we have a C sharp minor, that's 6, 6, 5, 4. Kind of have like a, just hit the strings after that first chord. Could do a couple more on that A. E to B. On the electric guitar part, you can kind of hear a chicka chicka right before that E there, so you might throw that in there. And if you want to try a little riff on this B chord, you could try to get those 4s and go down to that 2 on the big string and back to the 4. So to be. And if you wanted a simpler version, it's kind of like a. And the other one. It's kind of hard to get that whole thing in there. And it's just the one note. You might do it like that. Okay, so that riff goes twice, so we have. So we're going to slide the 7 into the 9 on the B string. 7, 5 to the 6 on the G. End up hitting that 3 times, so it's. So 6 to the 4, 5 on the B string. Then we have 7 to 4, and then 5, 4, 4 to 6. And that kind of starts the riff over, so we got. Now this time we go 5, 7, 7 to 9, 10, 7, starts over. Okay, so that was the second time of that riff. Then we have a new thing up here in this E chord. We have the top 3 9s. Okay, so we have the E chord here. This is part of an A chord. This is 11, 9, and 10 on those 3 big strings. We're going. So 3 sets in a row in that one. So we got. And then we slide into this thing. So we're going to slide into the 13 and 12. And then hit 11 and 10 to the 9s there. And I'm on the G and B strings in these. And we're going to do a little hammer on there at the end. 9 to 11 to 9. It's a little different on guitar to be like. But that's kind of tough to get down into that, make that chord shape. So I figured we'd keep it a little simple. So let's take a look at what we have so far. So we got. Okay, then we had. Okay, then we have a little rhythm coming in. So we're going to start this little honky tonk rhythm. We're basically just doing like the top 2 or 3 strings coming into this 11th fret with the ring finger. One of those kind of rock and roll things. So D chord, A chord, back to the E. A, this time B. Okay, so that's the same thing as we were doing for the E up here, but it's on the 4th fret, we're going into the 6th on the big one. So once again, verse, we got B, and then we go back to those original chords. A. Okay, so that's like the chorus there. So that was 4 times through those C sharp minor to A, E to B, and then we end on an A chord. So it kind of goes through all of that stuff again, another verse, chorus, and then we're gonna have this. What that is B chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this little 4 to 6 riff, and then going to like an A power chord, the top 2 strings on the 2s to the 6s to the 9s. So that's like a C sharp, and this is like an E. These are kind of like power chords because we're not doing that 3rd string down to make it major. So we got. Okay, so it ends with like an A, C sharp, B, A, and then we're back into E. And then we have a big guitar solo. Now at the end of the guitar solo, we're gonna have this cool melody we can do. We got. So let's take a look at that. We got 8 to 9 on the G, and then 9, 7, 9, 7, 9 down on the B. So we got 10, 7, 9, and then hammer on pull off to the 8. So we got. So that was 2 9s, and then 12 goes into 14, and then we go. So that's a 12, and then a hammer on pull off with the 10, 13 here, 11 here, 9 here on the big one. So. Second time, same till the end. So that was. So 13, 11, 13, hammer on pull off, 9 to big 11. And then it has a little thing it ends with. So that'd be 2, 4, 5. The 2nd string, slide the 7 into 9 on the bottom. Da, 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 da. And then we're back into another verse. We got. B. Back to the chorus. Okay, and then we're gonna have a repeat of that melody from before with one little change to it. It's gonna go. So that had a quick hammer on pull off on that. Now this one, leading into the end of the song, this ends with a 9, 10, 7, 9. And then we're going to jump down from this high 9 to the octave of that to get into a lower melody. Okay, so that's 11 up to 8, 9, 11, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, big 9, back to 11. So that's 9, 11 into 13, down to the 9, 8, back to that. And then we're going to jump to this 9 on the 3rd string. Okay, so that's our last little thing we're going to do. We got 9, 9, 9, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, then hammer on, pull off, 8, back to the 9, and then 9, 10, 12, back into that. All right, Peace of Mind by Boston. Hope you dug that. There'll be some tabs with this. See y'all soon.